Hello YouTube, Cousin Kinoko here, back with another pickup video. I picked this one up at a flea market in Oslo, Gradius Collection. Paid 14 Norwegian kroners for this, which is around £5, and I actually thought this game would be quite expensive online, because it collects quite a few of the Gradius games, and I don't know if it's arcade perfect or something. I haven't tried this yet, but I would have thought it's quite an expensive game to pick up, but it's online. It goes for around 10 euros only, so still 5 euros is a good price for this. And it has Gradius 1, 2, 3, 4, and Gradius Gaiden. I actually only played the first one for the NES, so I'm really happy to get this and finally have a go at the Gradius series and get to know it a bit better. It comes complete with the manual, and the box is a little bit beat up. It doesn't really close properly, but that's okay for 5 euros. I think that's a good find. And then I picked up Bubble Ghost for the Game Boy here. Paid €2.50 for this one, and it's a puzzle game made by a French company. Don't exactly know what they're called now, but apparently this was the first French game ever released for a Game Boy. And I usually don't pick up Game Boy games for €2.50. I don't really want to pay much for Game Boy games. They go really cheap. The reason I picked this up is because the character reminded me a bit of Kirby, and I'm a big fan of Kirby. I thought it might be a platformer. A little bit disappointed that it's a puzzle game, but it seems like a quite decent puzzle game. You're basically playing as this ghost, and you have to blow a bubble through a maze without having it burst. So just played through the first 2 levels of that, and yeah, seems pretty good so far. And then I went to London last weekend, and it was like a work-related trip, but while I was there I went to some game shops and some charity shops and stuff like that. And I picked this up in a second-hand game shop. They had a lot of stuff there, quite a bit of retro stuff. They had Master System games, Mega Drive games, but a lot of them had quite beat-up boxes, and it's this really annoying GameStop style of putting their stickers all over the labels, so if you're gonna get that off, you're gonna completely ruin the game. That's kind of why I didn't pick up any of the Sega games there. I mean the Master System and the Mega Drive ones, and also they charge like £6 to £8 for one game, which I think it's not really worth. So, but behind the counter they had a bunch of Dreamcast stuff, and I asked them to have a look through the heaps of Dreamcast games, and most of it was not so interesting, but I found this one. They were 5 euros a piece, and so I paid 5 euros for this one. Sorry, £5, which is 5.8 euros. And yeah, this was pretty much the only game that was definitely worth that price. As Capcom versus SNK, it seems to be quite rare, because there's only like 4 copies of it for sale on German eBay right now, and they go for between 35 and 40 euros, so this is a really good find. And well, I haven't played any of the versus games like Capcom versus Marvel versus Capcom or any of those, I'm looking forward to getting to try this one and see how I like it. So, and then also in London I went to a charity shop, and I found these 3 PlayStation 2 games, and they're all sealed, and they cost me £3 per game, which is altogether for all 3 of the games it was €11.50. And well, Super Monkey Ball Deluxe, I have Super Monkey Ball for the GameCube. I'm not a big fan. I get kind of a bit of motion sickness from looking at it, but I do enjoy the mini games. I really like I think it's called Monkey Target, where you jump off a little ramp and then you have to fly over the sea and land on the target to get points. I think Super Monkey Ball is a game worth buying only for the mini games. I'm not really into the main game of it. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna open this because I don't know. I would rather just play it on the GameCube. So Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. I hadn't heard about this game before, but it seems to be some kind of kart racer with Sonic characters. Probably a very fast one, kind of like F-Zero, I can imagine. And finally, this game is the only one that was actually one of the games that I have been looking for. Blood Will Tell. I think it plays a little bit like Shinobi, and looks really good from the back. And I heard it's some kind of hidden gem for the system. So I don't know. I find it really hard sometimes when I find sealed games. I think it's a bit of a shame to open them. At the same time, you know, I don't really collect sealed games, and I find it kind of ridiculous to keep them sealed because, you know, I think games are made to be played and not to be stored. At the same time, I have a hard time sometimes opening a game, especially if it's old. I mean, PlayStation 2 is not that old, so that it would be a shame if, let's say, Blood Will Tell is worth 30 euros sealed, and if I open it, it's worth like 8 euros or something. Then I feel like it's a bit of a shame to open it. But yeah, let's see. I mean, I could imagine that Blood Will Tell is the only game that's worth anything from these games. Super Monkey Ball Deluxe is like 5 euros, even if it's sealed, so not really worth to keep sealed. So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, should I open Blood Will Tell or should I keep it sealed? It's a game that I really want to play. At the same time, I have similar games that I haven't gotten around to playing yet, so I might just play those first and keep it sealed for now. So yeah, let's see. It's always a dilemma for me when I find sealed games. The collector in me wants to keep them sealed, but at the same time I find it kind of stupid to keep games sealed. So, went to the flea market yesterday, picked up these 3 Nintendo 64 games. I paid 13 euros for all 3 of them, which is a good price, I think. These 2 I didn't have in my collection, and Majora's Mask I already have that game. But basically I picked up Majora's Mask again so I can resell it and get the other 2 games for free. And I think Majora's Mask goes for between 15 and 20 euros online, so I will definitely make back my money. And yeah, well, the other 2 games, I just played them a little bit yesterday. Lego Racers, it plays like Mario Kart, just obviously with Lego characters. I have a bit of a hard time to play racers on the Nintendo 64 because I get a bit of motion sickness from it, and it's just really the blurry graphics and the low frame rate and, you know, the really simple 3D polygons and all that stuff. It's a bit hard to pick up these games today. So I was playing this for a bit and I felt kind of sick from it. I don't know, maybe it's also the problem of the PAL format, because there's a lower frame rate on PAL. But yeah, couldn't get into that too much. But Micro Machines, I had this on a PC when I was a teenager, and I was a big fan of Micro Machines. I think it was a lot of fun back then, and it still is a lot of fun. So I'm very happy to find this. It was also mentioned as a hidden gem online on retrocollect.com. So quite happy to find that. And yeah, I was playing it for a little bit, and I think it's still a lot of fun to play even today. I think it's a bit of a problem of you don't really have a good overview of where you're going, so you kind of have to memorize the tracks, because you're very often driving on the edge of a table, and then there's like a turn and you don't see it until it's too late, and you just run off the edge of the table and then you lose. But yeah, I guess that's just how the game goes. You just have to memorize these things a bit. So yeah, well, that's it for my pickups this time. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and until next time.